Hey, what's up guys? Combat Critic here. In this video, I want to give my pick for this upcoming title fight between Alexander Volkanovski and Yair Rodriguez. Let's get started. If we look at the records of these two fighters, starting with the champion, Alexander, he has 27 fights, he's won 25 and lost just 2. If we talk about his 25 wins, he has won 12 fights via knockout, 3 fights via submission and 10 via decision. If we talk about his 2 losses, he's been knocked out once very early in his career and he recently lost a decision to Islam Makhachev. If we talk about Yair Rodriguez, he has 19 fights. He has won 15 and lost 3. If we talk about his 15 wins, he has won 5 fights via knockout, 4 via submission and 6 via decision. If we talk about his 3 losses, he's been knocked out twice and he has also lost a fight via decision. He also has a no contest on his record. Now let's talk about the physical and career statistics of these two fighters. Starting with the height, it is 5 feet 6 inches for Volkanovski and it is 5'11 for Rodriguez. So Rodriguez is the taller fighter. He has a height advantage of around 5 inches, but I don't think this will play much of a factor in this fight. I think Volkanovski is used to fighting bigger guys and I think everybody he spars with is taller than him. If we talk about the weight, it is 145 pounds for both these guys, unless somebody misses weight, which I don't think anybody will. Reach is 71 inches for Volkanovski, and it is also 71 inches for Yair Rodriguez. So even though Yair has a 5-inch height advantage, he will have no advantage in reach. Stance is orthodox for both these fighters. And if we talk about the age, so Volkanovski is the older fighter and Yair is younger by about 4 years. I think age can play a factor in this fight, but Volkanovski right now is in his prime. Now let's talk about the career statistics of these two fighters. First up, we have the strikes landed per minute. So this signifies the number of significant strikes that you land on your opponent per minute on average. This is 6.35 for Volkanovski and it is 4.78 for Rodriguez. So a clear advantage here goes to Volkanovski. He is landing a lot more significant strikes per minute on his opponents. Striking accuracy is 56% for Volkanovski and it is 46% for Rodriguez. Again, the advantage goes to Volk. He is more accurate with his strikes. Next up, we have the strikes absorbed per minute. This signifies the number of significant strikes that you absorb from your opponent per minute. It is the opposite of strikes landed per minute. And this is 3.4 for Volkanovski and it is 4.03 for Yair Rodriguez. So in this case, you want this number to be as low as possible because you are getting hit lesser than your opponent. Here, the advantage again goes to Volkanovski. He is getting hit lesser than Yair. Striking defense is 59% for Volk and it is 53% for Rodriguez. So again, the advantage goes to Volk. Overall, I believe in the striking department, we have seen all these 4 metrics and in all of them Volkanovski is ahead. So people who are saying that Yair is the better striker, I think they might get surprised watching this fight. I think Volk is the better striker across all the parameters. Now let's talk about the wrestling, grappling and BJJ statistics. First up, we have the takedown average, which is 1.52 for Volkanovski and it is 0.79 for Yair. So a clear advantage here goes to Volk. Takedown accuracy is just 34% for Volk and it is 28% for Rodriguez. So again, the advantage here goes to Volkanovski as well. Takedown defense is 69% for Volk and it is 63% for Yair. So again, the advantage goes to Volk here as well. Overall, so far across all the metrics, the advantage goes to Volk. Now let's talk about submission average. It is 0.2 for Volk and it is 0.8 for Yair. So this is the only metric that we have looked so far where the advantage goes to Yair. He has a better submission average than Volkanovski. Now let's talk about the significant strikes landed by position. So if we talk about the champion, 75% of all the strikes that Volk throws are from the standing position, 9% from the clinch and 15% on the ground. If you talk about Rodriguez, 80% from the standing position, 6% in the clinch, and 14% on the ground. These are pretty similar stats. If we look at the significant strikes by target, so starting with Volk, 63% of all his strikes that he throws are to the head, 11% to the body, and 26% to the leg. So he is a leg kicker and he uses that a lot more than your average UFC fighter. If you talk about Yair, 56% of all his strikes are to the head, 19% to the body, so he goes to the body more often than Volkanovski, and 26% to the leg. So both these guys are good leg kickers and they use a lot of leg kicks than your average UFC featherweight. Now let's take a look at the previous performances of these two fighters, starting with Volkanovski. So in his last fight, Volkanovski lost to Islam Makhachev. This was a very good fight. It was a very close fight. And this fight happened in February of this year. It was a 5-round title fight. So Volkanovski is not taking a lot of time off. He is coming back after a break of around 5 months, 4 to 5 months. Before that, he beat Max Holloway in dominant fashion in their trilogy fight, and he beat Max via unanimous decision. This fight happened in July of last year, again a 5-rounder fight. Before that, he beat the Korean Zombie via TKO, and this was in the 4th round. This fight happened in April of last year. Pretty easy win for Volkanovski. And before that, he beat Brian Ortega via unanimous decision. He was in a submission threat, but he survived and beat Brian to win a unanimous decision. Again, this was a 5-round fight. Before that, he won a controversial fight against Max Holloway. A lot of people think Max should have won this fight, but it was a split decision win for Volkanovski. Again, a 5-round fight, and this happened in July of 2020. Before that was his first fight with Max, where he beat Max via unanimous decision. In December of 2019, he got the belt from Max in this fight. Before that, he beat Jose Aldo, again unanimous decision in a 3-round fight. He beat Chad Mendes via TKO in the 2nd round. He beat Darren Elkins via unanimous decision. He beat Jeremy Kennedy via TKO punches in the 2nd round. So pretty good resume for Volkanovski. He's fought all the top guys in 145 pounds, and the only loss he has was a close fight against a guy who is in a bigger weight class. Now let's talk about Yair and his previous fights. So Yair in his latest fight beat Josh Emmett by a triangle choke in the 2nd round. This fight happened in February of this year. So just like Volk, he is not taking a lot of time off. He is coming back to fight in this title fight after around 5 months. And before that, he beat Brian Ortega, and this happened because of a shoulder injury that Brian had in the very first round. So we did not really get to see much of both these fighters in this fight. And before that, he lost to Max Holloway via unanimous decision, and this fight happened in November of 2021. It was a 5-round fight, and Yair was doing good on the feet, but Max decided to use his wrestling, and that is what gave him the edge in this fight. Before that, he beat Jeremy Stephens via unanimous decision in 2019, and before that, it was an eye poke against Jeremy Stephens. So this fight was ruled a no contest. Before that, he beat the Korean Zombie, and this KO happened in the 5th round at the last second. And if you look at the Korean Zombie, you will find it here in Alexander Volkanovski's record as well. And this fight, Volk won pretty comfortably, whereas for Yair, he had to go all 5 rounds, and basically he was about to go a decision against the Korean Zombie. If you talk about the fight before that, he lost to Frankie Edgar via TKO, doctor stoppage in the 2nd round. This fight happened in 2017. Before that, he beat BJ Penn via TKO and Alex Caceres via split decision. These fights happened a long time ago. I don't think they are relevant now. Overall, if I have to pick a winner of this fight, I think we have seen the stats, and all the stats point out to one thing, that Volk should be victorious in this fight. He is the better striker, contrary to what a lot of people are thinking. I think people who are saying that Yair is the better striker might get surprised in this fight. Volk is actually the better striker, as we have seen from the stats, and his takedown defense and wrestling is also better. The only area where Yair is better is the submission, but I think Volk has enough wrestling to neutralize that. If Volk can, survive against a grappler like Islam, I think he'll do good against Yair. For these reasons, I am picking Volk to defend his belt. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video.